Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought that I would make a video. I haven't made a video in almost 2 weeks. Honestly, I just didn't have anything to film. And I wouldn't have filmed today, but things changed, plans changed, and so I have a little time that I could film. Really nothing new has really happened other than I've been using my TN and nothing changed as far as what I'm doing in that and how I'm using it. So I felt like it would be a really boring video if I would have kind of just like jumped on and said, hey, here's another planner update. But yeah, everything has been working out great in here. I think the last video I made, I was talking about possibly incorporating the Clever Fox daily planner, one of them that I have. Now I have quite a few of the Clever Fox products on standby. I have like 3 dailies. 2 of them are the same. One of them I think is the premium. And then I also have like the habit tracker calendar, and then I also have a Clever Fox weekly planner. And I like the Clever Fox products. If you don't know, by the way, I've used their products a bunch of times. But if you don't know, or if you're new to my channel, I really like goal planning. And lately I have been really into my fitness goals and just like manifesting the things that I want for my fitness goals. And right now I'm in kind of like a fitness deadline where I'm trying to lose a certain amount of weight before our trip next month. I don't have any crazy numbers per se, but I do want to be in a little bit of a better like health and better fitness before we go, because our trip is at the end of June, and so I just want to be in better health by that time. And so I'm really tight on my like fitness goals right now. And then obviously those of you who watch my channel, you guys know that I'm diabetic, and so I've been working to lower my A1C and develop better habits with my fitness and stuff like that. So yeah, the only way I could see fit is more than likely having a goal planner, and I really like stuff like that. I like having like dedicated prompts to push me to do things. I like stuff like that. But I don't know how well it would work with using this and then using the Clever Fox, because one is a daily and like one is a weekly, and whichever one I use, I wouldn't be able to use both. I just wouldn't be able to, because this would probably fall through the wayside, because I'm doing my like random to-dos, random like categorized to do weekly to-dos in here. I also do weekly planning in here, and it would just clash with the Clever Fox. It would clash a whole lot. So I don't know, but the good thing about all of this is this is undated. Clever Fox is undated. This is my makeshift bullet journal, and yeah, there will be no guilt, because I could jump into this and jump into that for a little bit. Like I can jump between the two. I think that's the best thing about not having a dated planner. So yeah, yeah. I'll give you guys a look into here though, and just kind of like show you guys like what the week looked like for the most part. My friend was supposed to come this weekend. She actually ended up not being able to, so plans got switched around, and hence where they gave me a window to film. I didn't have time last week, and I wouldn't have had any time this week, but since, like I said, things changed, I have time to film, which worked out great. So I use this. I think this is like your perpetual calendar. I use this for like future planning and like events and things like that. And of course, one other stuff that's far out happening, I put them on sticky notes. This week, however, I started using these little dots to mark my workouts and to highlight some other things. So like jumping into next week, my husband has something going. I'm sorry. This is for my husband's off days. I use like a purple dot to mark like the days that he has off. So he would be off on Monday, Tuesday. And then I use these blue dots to highlight my workouts. And then these red dots to highlight when my friend was coming. But that ended up not happening. And so they're already down. So they're just going to stay there. But yeah, I started doing that. And that works. Okay, I had to pause the video like abruptly because my son was screaming. And lately he's been getting in trouble for that because he belch screams. So those of you who have a toddler, you know that belch screaming is loud. Like it's really, really loud. And like he's been told we are disciplining at this we're in this phase where my son is lashing out. So we're in the discipline. We've always been in this phase of like, I feel like forever. But now it's kind of like, okay, for real. Like you can't be doing that. You just cannot be screaming like that. It's unnecessary. So yeah, we're in this disciplining phase, and I thought that was what was about to happen when I heard him scream. So I just like abruptly paused the video because it would have radiated so loud, and I care about y'all's ears. So yeah, but anyway, I've been using the dots to mark certain things. I don't know if it'll stick though, because like as I look at previous weeks, I have my workouts scrambled somewhere in here, and I'm sure I have them on this sticky note where I mark when I work out, but here I actually wrote what workouts I was doing. So I don't know, I'm trying out different stuff. So that was my weekly. And then as far as my little Bujo bullet journal, TN, or whatever you want to call it, this grew. So there's like 19 sheets left in this book. So I know for certain I'm going to be able to get all the rest of May in here. There's like this much of the book left. This book grew. I found that I just liked putting all of my weekly planning, my daily planning, my note taking, my journaling, all the little tidbit random things. I liked putting it all in one book. I found myself neglecting this book, which is the third book. I had initially put this book in here to be like my notes and randoms, but I screwed myself when I started using it for journaling. And then I just never went back to it for note taking because I was doing a lot of that in here. I do a lot of my schedule based type stuff in here and tracking based stuff in the weekly section because it's just easier for me. But I do a lot of that like to-dos, notes, sometimes journaling. I do a lot of that messier stuff in here. And so, yeah, this book kind of just fell off to the wayside. So I don't know if I will keep this in here. I might end up taking this out and just having the two books. I might end up redoing this whole layout in the red tin if I decide to stay in standard for my next bullet journal. I don't know. I like standard for my bullet journal, but I got some things that I want to try also, and I will share those with you in this video. So yeah, this week or this month rather has been really busy. We are going on vacation next month, and like I said, I was trying to incorporate a goal planner because I'm working on fitness goals, not only for like just our trip, because I want to be in better health and better shape by the time that we end up going, but also because I am diabetic and I'm trying to get my A1C numbers down for my next doctor's appointment, which is in September. And I have been having the hardest time with weight and weight loss. So a lot of like my task-based stuff have been just like revolving around like certain fitness type things, including like food tracking and like just weight tracking, all the things that I would need to basically keep up with that. So that's part and why I want to kind of incorporate or shift to a goal planner. But May has been busy because, like I said, we've been getting ready for a trip. We had some house maintenance stuff. My son's turning 4 and I need to start looking into homeschool programs because I think I'm going to go the homeschooling route. Yeah, and then of course, like I've been working on my own stuff. I've been working on YouTube. I have a collaboration that is coming up that I can't wait to share with all of you because I actually got to pick out things that I wanted. So I'm really excited for that and really excited to share that with you guys. So yeah, May has been crazy nonetheless. So yeah, I've been using my goal sticky notes. I just kind of dumped them here. I showed you guys this stuff already, but I'm just like doing a little mini flip of what May has looked like thus far. Mother's Day was fun. Yeah, Mother's Day was fun. My husband took me out to eat, bought me flowers, and I got a card from my son and a mommy's sippy cup. That was nice. Journaled about that. I did watch a video, I think some days ago, and somebody was talking about like journaling and planning all in the same essence. I find it easier, and this is just my personal opinion, I find it easier that if you're really into like memory keeping, to do it in your daily pages and only memory keep the bigger highlights, because I feel like those are the things we remember the most, is like the bigger parts that happen throughout the week. We don't necessarily, I don't know, I can speak for myself, I don't necessarily care about the really, really small stuff, but like getting flowers, or like, for instance, my son's allergy situation, like those are the things that you tend to remember. So yeah, I think that if you're into memory keeping, definitely try doing it in your daily pages and only pick out the bigger events. But that's just my take on it. And try using a smaller journal, like a field note, or a pocket Moleskine Cahier, or a pocket Leuchtturm. Those are easy places to start, because I feel like they have less sheets, there's less space, so it feels less daunting to start a journal if you're looking to journal. But that's my little side topic with that. But yeah, was this this week? No. Is this week? Yes, this is this week. Okay, so yeah, still working on this. It was a lot of messy. I started doing like my top 3 tasks for some of these days because, like I said, I was working on stuff. Because I thought my friend was coming and she ended up not being able to come. I actually got everything done one of these days. It might have been last week. Yeah. Last week I got everything done. That's very rare. I never get everything done on my to-do list. It's always migrate, or not doing that at all. But I got everything done. So that was pretty cool. I really enjoy this TN. I will be a little sad when it ends. We're almost at the end phase of this book, hence why I'm starting to think about what I might want to use next. I thought that I might want to try another TN booklet, but I don't know if I want to continue for next month using this size. I don't know if I want to elaborate into like one book by itself, or jump into the goal book and focus on my goals. I don't know, because lately, and I'll be honest and transparent, lately I haven't really cared too much for planning specifically. What I'm planning for, I don't really necessarily need a planner for. Outside of like my fitness stuff that I'm really focused on, that's the only thing that I could say and like routines and stuff, I'm focused on routines. But like when it comes to like my typical daily to-do list, I don't really care for it right now because I mean, when it comes to like tracking stuff like whether or not I took my medications, read, because I do have reading goals that I'm focused on as well. When it comes to stuff like that, yes, those kinds of things I would like to be able to see and go back and check off. But most of this stuff I could get away with just doing like a standard simple to-do list. I'm actually reading a book right now called The To-Do List Method. I think that's what it's called. Don't quote me on that because I don't have my Kindle close by, so I can't actually look it up right now. But I'm reading a book called The To-Do List Method, and I'm trying to simplify my own to-do list because a lot of what I see sometimes is that I will make a to-do list here, which is like my categorized brain dump, and I will continuously add to this throughout the week. I have a set list of things that I want to get done for the week, and then sometimes throughout the week I will add to it if things pop up. But then I'm adding stuff here and then I'm adding stuff here, so that to-do list is continuously growing. So I'm trying to get better at managing a smaller to-do list so I can focus on other areas of my life. Yeah, I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to do that right now. So yeah, to that. So things might look a little different for me. And as I work through them, you know, I'll always share like my methods and things like that. But as I work through them, I'm just finding that, okay, a lot of what I'm writing is very repetitive, and that's something that's making me not want to like plan so much, is because like it's very repetitive with all the to-do lists that I have, and I think I just need to simplify them even more or categorize some of these topics, these subjects, so that everything isn't just all over the place. So yeah, that's how this has been looking. And yeah, I got like, I'm gonna finish May out in here. So April, May will be in this one book. And then the first half of the year, I will say, it's kind of all over the place. I have January, February, March. Do I have March? No, I have January, February in rings. I have March in the Leuchtturm. I never know if I say that right. Leuchtturm or Leuchtturm? I don't know. Whatever. The L 1917. The LT 1917. I have March in that. And then I have April, May in this. The first half of this year is all over the place. I'm really going to try to get the second half of the year narrowed down to just one or two things. But nonetheless, yeah, this is how this has been looking. Okay, so let's move on to some newer things that I came across that I want to share. So I actually have quite a bit of things that I could use to narrow down all of this stuff. I don't know, I have so many things. I could shop my stash for days because I have so many things. So let me show you the first cool thing that I found online. So I already owned this one from when we lived in Altus. That was about 2 years to date now. I never showed it on this channel because, I don't know, at the time when I first got it, I didn't really care for it. But I feel like this is a perfect time to show you because someone might want to use it as well. So they're called Journal. And when I first ordered these, the description on Amazon were so vague. Like, it said that they had lined pages. So if you know, then you know, I used to be into ordering the 800-page notebooks. They were 6x9 and I loved them. But I was looking for one that was a little bit smaller and portable and practical. And I came across these. These have 300 pages and I thought that these were going to be perfect to use as like little pocket notebooks. I don't remember what the size is specifically, so please don't ask because I can't tell you. I really don't remember. But they're, and I don't even know, it probably is on the inside. Craftnotebooks.com. But anyway, they're little pocket, not even pocket, because pocket would be like this. And this is how big it is up against a field notes. So bigger than pocket. I wouldn't say A6 because it definitely doesn't fit in an A6. So I can't really say for certain, but these are cool now that I think about them. So there's calendar months in here, or calendars. That didn't make any sense. There's calendars in here. So you have a belongs to page, and then it goes into these calendar pages, and it's a Monday start. And like I said, it's undated. There's 300 pages in the whole book. So no, you wouldn't be able to get a whole year in here if you were using it for everyday use. But there's 12 months, right? 12 undated months. Okay, so then when you get past the months, then you have these pages, and the pages look like this. And I was like, well, at first, when I first seen this, I was like, well, that's not gonna work, because I was like, I can't draw out weeklies and that. But I actually have weekly sticky notes that came with my order when I ordered from Hemlock and Oak last year. And I also have a PDF file where I can also print out a weekly sticky note. Those ones, I have another one, but they would be too big for this particular size. But those would work perfect, and you can stick them down and do that, and you can make your random to-do list if you just do to-do lists. Or you can ignore the lines and use it as normal. So I have quite a few of these. I have this one, and they're all the same. 12 months, 300 pages, and they just have like this to-do list type of format. And the little edge got jacked up here, but I think I'm gonna round the corners on these anyway. But yeah, 300 pages, but they fit really nice in this Filofax Saffiano. This is the compact zip. They fit really nice in here. So if you wanted to use this for like an on-the-go situation and have like a monthly and then like to-do list or grocery list or whatever, you could definitely do it in here, and it closes up nicely. So I thought that was cool. I thought that was something worth showing, because yeah, I thought it was pretty dope. Like I said, I found these on Amazon like a year or two ago. I found them on there, and yeah, I already had like one of them, and I was thinking to myself, like, maybe I should pull them out and use them, because you guys know I'm always looking for stuff that's really portable and like practical. So I thought about those. Some not so portable things that I came across, but I thought would be really nice to show you is this Nuna notebook. I have never seen many videos on this, and I've been so intrigued about the Nuna notebooks because they just look like such fun notebooks. The design wraps around the entire notebook, and they're 256 numbered pages, and the dots are 3.5 millimeters, and it's not exactly A5. I'm not really sure. Okay, so it says 165 by 220 millimeters. I don't know what that converts to. I'm not the math whiz with the conversions, but I would say, if I had to guess, it's definitely between like an A5 and a B5, I want to say. Maybe a B5 and an A5. It's like right in between that size. So not necessarily A5, not necessarily B5, but like perfect. Like I wouldn't even say it's 6 by 9. I don't know. I don't have anything to convert to, but I thought that this was really cool, and I thought we could kind of like open it together a little bit and just like kind of, you know, get a grand peek at it and see. I wish I had brought out my X-Acto knife, but let's see if I can kind of open this without scratching the darn cover. Maybe let's do this. Kind of, whoops. Dang, and I don't got no nails, so. All right, I got a hole in it. Let's see. All right. Ah! Ooh. I just got a small little glimpse of what the cover felt like, and I got really excited. So, oh my gosh. I've been so curious about these Nuna notebooks. Ooh, this feels beautiful. Oh my gosh. So it feels very smooth and textury. Like you can feel these lines, you can feel like the letters, you can just feel it. And it just feels really good in your hands. I'm not gonna lie, I was considering that if I don't decide to use another standard TN notebook for my next bullet journal, and if I don't decide to use one of these, then maybe I could use this, because I've been very intrigued about this for quite some time. Like, I have eyed this notebook for a few years, almost bought one, never got one, and here we are. There's a little little Nuna note card in here. Wow. Excuse me. So it says smooth bonded leather, silk screen print, and it just tells you how you can clean the notebook. So you can clean it. Huh. So the paper is 120 GSM. It's dot grid with numbers. And it talks about it being a sustainable product. Of course, it said it was made in Germany. And it's a product of Germany. And you guys know, I used to love getting like stuff from Germany. So I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited. Ooh, that's really nice. I like the black interior. And yeah, right there it just says Nuna, made in Germany by brandbooks.de. And then it goes right into your first dot grid page. Wow. That grid is tiny, yo. I don't know if the camera is picking up on that, but look. I don't know if y'all can see. It's tiny. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So what I'm noticing also is that there is like slightly a bigger border between the top, the bottom, and like the inner corners. So the dots don't go all the way to the end, or like they don't go close to this. There is like a border around here, and there is a bigger, wider border at the bottom and the top, but it does go kind of closer to this edge. So you get more space going this way opposed to up top, down below, and this corner, which I'm not mad at, because this right here could be a little problematic. The dots on here though are light. I've heard the dots matching the like cover in itself. I was watching the videos that are available. I was watching where the dots usually match the cover. This is kind of like a matte like finish. The actual like cover is really nice. It's flexible, but it's really nice and feels really sturdy. Yeah, that's nice. This is definitely going to show some wear and tear for sure. But yeah, these dots are, they're teeny tiny, yo. I don't want to break it in too much because I want to be able to do that when I get ready to use it and all that good stuff. But it does have that lay flat design, so if you decide to break it in, it will lay flat. The only thing that I noticed so far is that there's no elastic band, no pocket, which could be a problem or not in itself. But, you know, we can always modify and make our own pockets, and I can always make a elastic closure if I choose. So the front of it says the master plan, and then the back says plan B. I like this. I really like this. This is nice. I wasn't expecting that. I've always been very intrigued about these Nuna notebooks, and I think that if I used this as a bullet journal, this would be pretty cool to carry around. I'll definitely have to do some modifications to it to get it like a closure and like a pocket and all that good stuff. But yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. The last thing that I got, and I got this from Barnes & Nobles, by the way, was this. So the notebook came from Barnes & Nobles, and it was 30% off the original price. I think the original price is like $37.99. And then I got this too because I have, like I said, I have my Clever Fox planners, and they don't necessarily need covers. But if I wanted to put it in one, I thought this one was pretty, you know, simple and inexpensive. And then I also have like another dot grid journal that I might use if I don't, you know, go into another TN booklet. But that's what I got. Those are all the updates that I have for you. So current system, and yeah, some of the things that I showed you today that I might be using or trying out, which is, and by the way, I didn't talk about the covers, but they're just a simple paperback cover, but they're matte. So they kind of feel like this Nuna book with a matte finish. So they will get dirty, just on the offense. I'm not really sure what the paper is. It just feels like regular copy paper. But yeah, that's what I have. I did end up purchasing a Sterling Ink 520 page notebook for my TN. So if I do decide to jump into another TN booklet, I might try that because the grid is a little bit smaller than this 5mm grid. But I don't know, because I really like the Just Scribble notebooks too. I just like the texture of the book. I like the color, and I like the fact that the grid is just like easy. So I don't know, but that's what I have right now. You guys let me know what you think, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next planner related video. Bye, loves.